Hi, Mochismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy, everyone. Please like, subscribe, and share the video if you find it helpful or you think it's helpful to someone else. I'd appreciate that. Thank you, all the subscribers. I appreciate your support. Have you ever wondered why the narcissist can seem so heartless and so calm when you see them after the discard? You see them in passing, or you see them after the nightmare of an interaction you had with them. I often wondered that, and I think I have an idea why. It's because, and they're just scared. They're petrified people. Let's get that straight. Within they're petrified. Inside of them is something that's always dysregulated. It's always on edge. It doesn't matter how much zen is going on around them, they are still in panic mode. And so I got thinking of how they're made up. The demonic overthrow in the narcissist, meaning the demonic presence and the demonic dominion that is taking over their body, their decision making, their whole existence, is what gives them what seems like that courageous, unbothered persona or exterior when you see them. It's just all a cover, like the mask was when you met them, of the manipulation. Nothing you see in front of you with regards to the narcissist is real. You probably remember when there was tragedy. They can watch a horror movie and not even be moved. They will not even, like you and I will, like, oh my God, you know. They'll sit there just very unmoved. And a lot of them are psychopaths. They're actually getting fuel off of these type of movies when you and I are just being entertained. Excuse me, guys. This is the season for cracky throat, dry skin, and all that other good stuff. Of course, all through the year, I think I have dry skin. And I'm exfoliated like crazy. It just happens. So they're very, very unsteady. And so when you look at it that way, and this is why it makes perfect sense when you look at it that way. You and I, we're going through stuff. Even though we're out of the relationship, we're healing, we're vibrating, elevating ourselves in a major way. But when you see them, it doesn't matter how healed you are, there's a thought process that comes across your mind. And that thought process is, when you observe them, if you didn't know this stuff, and even knowing it, you automatically, subconsciously say, wow, the audacity of these people. They don't seem to be bothered. And I'll tell you another reason why. When they're not bothered and they're in your presence, they're actually hoping to scan you and see if you have some type of mood. They want to scan and temperature check and heat check you to see if you're moved. Any emotional demonstration by way of your facial expression. See, this is all of this garners them fuel, and all of this is supply. So it's not always in what you say and what you do to them. It's a lot of times how you exist around them. They can read when you're pissed off. A lot of times by your facial expression, and they just salivate. And especially if you try to tell them something like, something happened today, you had a bad situation that happened. Let's say if you were building a shed and you were hammering something, and you missed the nail and hit your hand, and you're like showing them, like, you got the band-aid, you take it off and you show them it's like swollen. They are so unmoved. They'll be like, you should pay attention to what you're doing. You know, they'll be straightway, no empathy at all. And them, on the other hand, they will hit their hand with the hammer and blame the hammer. So it's always the blame game. When you are there just sharing something with them, you're not really looking for their sympathy, but they have no empathy. They can't relate to what you're going through, your hurts and pains. They can inflict pain, but they don't want to relate. They really can't relate, because all of their pains and hurt, they've stifled them over the years of growing up. So they're almost non-existent. Their pains and hurts are standoffish from them. So as long as they're continuing to hurt people and destroy people, it takes their mind off of what they in fact have gone through themselves. And so they're very busybodies, and so they have to occupy their time that way. They have to be around something that's organically good, organically vibrating high, because they are vibrating so low. And if left by themselves, this is what they have to contend with, those very things that they're running away from. So this explains, I feel like, in many ways, why they don't have this emotions of missing you, the emotions of, they don't demonstrate it in front of you. It's almost like they can walk past you and don't even acknowledge you. But I'll tell you what they will do. If you are awakened in a way that a lot of us are, and you are stoic, you will find them breaking their neck, staring at you, because they want you to pay them attention. And when you don't, that's a win. That will get a reaction out of them. And the thing is, you won't be around to see that reaction, nor do you care. They put on the air of, I got it all together, you're old news, but bet your bottom dollar, you are something or someone they will never ever forget for the rest of their life. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that. And the new supply, they're talking their ears off about you. So much so, till initially when the new supply would carry a conversation and would help joust you and poke you, yeah. They would go along and cheerlead, and they would chop it up about you, even though new supply don't know anything about you. They were yes men. The new supply is a yes man. We were too. Because the narcissist gives you the illusion that they are down and out, and you just feel so bad. But they don't give you it wholeheartedly, because they're kind of like trying to enlist your participation in this journey of sorts. And so you're complying. But shortly thereafter, roughly 6 months or less, that same conversation that the new supply was having with the narcissist, they're sitting there in a room feeling like, why do you always talk about them, you know? So now they're beginning to start saying, that's old news. And so now the narcissists realize, oh, you don't want to play along no more, huh? Time's up with you. You have an expiration date, like a jug of milk. You have an expiration date. So now we're gonna have to throw you out. We're gonna have to get rid of you. But you don't know that. And it'll go on from there until you will see them doing little spurts of pretending that they're being kind to you. They're pretending that they're being this noble person, but then you'll find everything they do good for you. 2 seconds later, they got a qualm with you. They're pulling issues out of the air. And then now you're realizing you've been a co-partner to all of the BS about the guy or girl before you. And now you're beginning to realize, man, this person is acting pretty much exactly like she said they were acting. And as time go on, you realize that even though you can't put your finger on it, you realize that I've gotten on to a roller coaster that I really don't know how to get off of. And it takes some time, but God is merciful, and in His grace, He woke you up like He did me, and as many people don't wake up like that, so we have to just give thanks to God for that. So I mean, just be mindful that when you see the narcissist and they're acting stoic and they're acting like they have all this zen and they have all this peace about themselves, the turmoil is happening within them. Just trust and believe that all the damage is happening within the narcissist, and don't even look for it. Just accept it, that this is what they are and who they are, and don't really let it bother you one way or the other, because the whole idea of that relationship, you already know now that it was a joke to begin with. That being said, bless.